Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 4, part 2 of transitioning to film music. And now, I think it was episode 2, part 1, where I was really trying to reach the musician that is usually always producing modern music, ballads, R&B, rock, things like that. And transitioning to film music, I gave a simple approach of how to understand orchestral instruments because in film music, most of the time, there's orchestral instruments, whether it be traditional orchestral or hybrid orchestral scores. So I just give a basic understanding, something quick because you can, really go deep into it. So if you're interested in knowing some basic understanding of how to transition to film music, go back to episode 2 and watch that part 1 and then come back here. So in part 2, I have a cue that I took a video of myself, of my dog, doing a walk from the floor to jumping to the couch and then coming off the couch. And I wrote a very, very basic melody to this video. So check it out. I don't want to spend too much time speaking about one specific part. If you do have questions about any specific parts, you're more than welcome to communicate with me, leave a comment below, and we can do something to feature that particular question. Let's watch this cue. Hold on, I think the piano needs to go an octave higher. Let me just come over here real quick and take this back to a high E. There you go. Hold on. Okay, go back. Take me to the high E. I gotta take this back. Hold on, guys. I'm having a technical difficulty here, which I don't know what's going on. It's muted, that's why. And now it's really loud. Okay, so we gotta go back to this MIDI window here. Give me a second, guys. Let me just bring this over here. I have 2 monitors on my Master Mac, so I'm just gonna bring this over here so that we can see. Over here, let's read. Okay, so we heard a melody that I composed for this picture. In film score, you want to ask questions when you're writing. I'm not talking literally questions or asking someone questions. Your melody has to have questions leading to questions. Question, because it becomes very predictable when you fall into the one chord. So a lot of questions can be felt on leading tones, but you're not going to necessarily fall into your main note. Leading tone can be, but you're not going to go here, so if you're playing And so when you're ready to finish your your cue or your melody, then you can end in your A. Just an example. So I opened a few tracks. So now that we spoke about melodies have to have questions, find the answer at the end of the scene. You know what I mean? Don't give the answer in the scene, but give it the character that it needs. Leading tones, but not falling to the main tone, is a great way to do it, because you think you're about to go into your main destination, but no, you're not. You're going somewhere else. Another tip is when you look at the cue. When we're looking at the cue, I'm trying to get this thing here. You see my dog sitting on a couch. How can you set up some instruments and see how many tracks you need to score this picture? A smart composer said, when you're composing to a scene, look at the placement of the scene. Where are they? If someone's in the bathroom, for example, how can you compose to that? Can you fit 60 violins in the bathroom? Can you fit 20 violas? Can you fit 12 trombones in one bathroom? You can't. You have to compose to the picture. So in a setting in a bathroom, you can probably have a violin. You can have a little piano playing high notes. It's just an example. In this case, I have a living room, and I'm thinking, how many people can I fit in that living room? That's gonna help me to decide the theme of my score and how I'm going to build the foundation of the score. So I'm thinking here, since it's a living room, I'm gonna have violin, a second violin to play staccatos just in case, or spiccatos, viola or cello. So I'm thinking I want to have this. I might end up not using all of it either. So those two things, questions in your melody and the size of your score, are two things that you can keep in your system when you're composing to picture. And so we're gonna go and see what I can do here for damn. I'm not gonna do sustains because it has to be intimate. So let's say if I go ahead, I put the click track, and I want to play the melody. Let's see how this is going to work out. Okay, cool. So I just wrote to this cue, reading the melody that I composed. So I'm gonna move on to a staccato. Let me just put record neighbor. So when I'm looking at this cue, of my dog on the couch, I'm thinking, all right, let's do something cool, something positive, not minor. Let's see. So I'm just fooling around to see what will work. But I could, so I want to give it something positive. I don't want to give it, an emotional, too emotional for a small room for a dog. You know what I mean? It's basically the dog jumping from the couch, jumping to the couch and out of the couch. So something positive. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I didn't even record it. So let's go ahead and record this part real quick. Here we go. Yeah, that E, there's no that staccato, so I'm gonna fix that real quick with MIDI. Let me just go over here real quick. Let me bring it to over here. No, not the mixer window, but let's bring this. All right, so as we can see, there's nothing there. And that's because it's not supposed to be there. So let's see how G sharp sounds. So that's an A, right? Let me see if I can copy and paste that over here. Something happened here. Yep, there we go. Let's see if I can do this. Something is up. Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna get too surgical. All right, too surgical. That's what I meant. Yeah. Or I could just fix that and minimize my MIDI window and be very picky. To the E, and then I can do. Let's do it again. So basically I'm hitting it too hard, so I don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine there. Okay, cool. So we go back to that piano melody. So now that we're done with the melody, we can actually we can mute the piano. Actually, let's mute it here too. Let's deactivate that. Less power in the CPU. Thank you. So now we're focusing on doing some type of quantization here. We don't want to go too crazy. Okay, so let me full screen this. So we heard something here, and I think I'm going to see what I can do with this violin. See how it sounds with this. Let's look at the window. Let's look at the score editor. Okay, so we don't like that. I think it was 16th before. Yeah, it was something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of this right now. Okay, so let's go back to our main window, edit window, and okay, so now over here, I think I just want to add so let's get the, because I'm not going to remember exactly what I composed here. So let's I have no idea where my where my mixing window went. So let me just put this over here real quick and come to the window and get the edit one back. And then look at this over here for a second. Let me bring this back. Okay, so this is basically, you know, the writing process. It can really take a while because you're trying to voice things out. And this is what I was reading. Okay, so this is what I wanted to read. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let's unmute this baby right here so we can have notes. Okay. This is a little bit better. Okay. So what I want to do now, this is set for legatos, so I'm going to put sustains there so I can play chords. So you see, so the image starts changing a little bit by little. So, you know, right now I can have 1 violin. I'll have 3 violas right now in the living room, right? I might add another 3 cellos in there. But it's still not, it doesn't compare to 60 or 20 violas, you know what I mean? Or strings in general. So let's see what mistakes we can do here. I'm just going to start recording. Yeah, so we got the first chord right. I need to practice this. To see the notes. I need to be able to see the notes. Let's go down here. Okay. This is not how I had this thing set up before. And now, in the middle of recording this episode, I feel like I am kind of lost right now because of the way this thing is set. But we're going to continue going. Isn't this cool? You guys get to see the imperfections. All right, let's go again. Let's get this party started. Whoa, I need my piano there. Okay, here we go. Let's do it again. Okay. Let's see. Let's do it again. Next page, but so far I'm liking what I'm hearing. So I don't want the violas because it's really legato. It's really sustained notes. So I think it happens here. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete. Let's go on the grind, on the grid, on the grid. Okay. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna meet them halfway. I'm going to meet them halfway, and then I'm going to end up on. Yeah. Where are we? Okay. Okay. Let's get that going. Back, piano. Okay, cool. So I give it a nice low tone. Alright, so basically composing and music vlogging, it's not as easy as I thought it would be, but we're getting the point here. So the whole goal is to A minor would be the next one. Yeah. Let's do it again. Okay, major 28. Okay, let's do that. Right there. Nope. Let's go more. So it has to be A minor, right? Is it? Let's see. So I think we got something going on. Let's see. Maybe I should do da da da, something like a. Look at that. All right, cool. So now we'll be able to hear it. I don't want to see the sheet music anymore. We'll be able to hear something that we just made up, you know, and see what we can do. Okay, so we have that. And so what's keeping the positive energy and the fun in this score is the staccatos or spiccatos, however you want to call it. Let me close this plugin. This is driving me crazy here too. Spiccato. So if I put the volume up, so basically the dog is thinking that it's trying to see what he wants to do next. It's a uplifting, positive, you know, very chillax scene where he's so basically he's thinking, as you can see, you know, basically that. So there's really nothing else to put because I already have, you know, a violin, one violin. The second violin is doing staccatos. I decided to not put any violas. If I wanted to put violas, I can actually copy and paste that. However, I would have to change the sound of it. If anything, I'll probably take the melody from the first violin, put it here, and get my hand symbol here and just move it and see how it sounds. Not a big deal though. Okay, so what we just noticed here is just a few seconds ago we had one violin playing the melody line, staccatos on the second violin, and the celli's playing sustains. But once we added the violas plural with the solo violin, it became something grand. So the whole goal was to keep it intimate. You see what I mean? So you have two different types where you can actually export one MP3 of this whole thing right now, the way it looks, and you can also export the other one originally the way it was without the viola, and you'll have a more intimate one. So this is a decision that as film composers, you know, we make. We're like, okay, sweet. Let me send you both tracks, and the director can say, wow, I love the ones with the violas and everything. It sounds grand. Then you're good. Or they say, I like the other one because it's more intimate. It's very basic, simplistic, and it's cool. So it's basically how the director feels about it at the end. And he can. That's basically it. So, and in this library, let me see in my VSL machine. Let me see how many violas I have. Give me 1 second. I can actually do screen sharing. Violas here. Okay, the viola. So I'm looking at the violas. I'm looking at. It doesn't tell me how many. It doesn't tell me how many, but it's more than one. It's more than 5. I can tell you that now. So you heard the 2 different ways. Let's go back, and we're gonna end this episode with comparing how it sounds. Without the viola. Now I'm going to add the violas. Without the viola. Let's take it from here though. Now with the violas. Okay, so there you have it. And the 2 tips that I gave you from the beginning was the size of the room where the cue is taking place. If it's taking place on an open field, battlefield, then you're gonna throw drums in there. You're gonna throw timpanis, everything, horns, trombones, everything. If it takes place in a bathroom, then you think about that smaller room, smaller, very, very small score. If you're in the living room, you can, add 1 violin, another violin, 1 viola. Not the viola. 1 violin, 2nd violin, and a cello, just to keep the ground nice and filled. And you can also probably add, 2 violas. You know what I mean? You can do that. Really, really depends on you. There's really no rule to follow. Now, this is where the cool thing happens when you're working with a team. And I get this when I'm working with Latin music and I'm writing brass, I'm writing horns and everything else. When you're working with a conductor, you're working with an orchestrator at some level, they're going to say, hey, what you did with the violins 2 and staccato will sound better if the violas are doing it, and have the 2 violins play the same melody octave apart, and blah, 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 blah. So these are recommendations from an orchestrator. So if you was to record this in a studio with real players, live players, there's going to be, a conductor, or if not, you would reach out to a conductor to review your stuff. If it's part of the budget or if it's not, you should do that anyway to make sure that your voicings are, your voices are going to sound beautiful anyway in your mock-ups. But when it comes to live musicians, we have to make sure that each player understands their part and they can execute your idea to the best possible way in a live form. So that's another thing to remember, that you're dealing with real musicians. So sometimes the articulations might have to change a little bit, and even though you have your controllers here, you still have to be ready to accept any minor changes from the orchestrator and whatnot. But and overall, this would be my thing, where I would now, what I would do after that, I would look at everything here as a MIDI and fix or move any notes that I would have to edit and all that stuff, which is another topic for another video. And this part 2, I just wanted to share, to compose to actual picture, as you saw here with my dog. I don't know if I introduced him. His name is Don Simon, the Mr. Simon in English. We named him after Cuban singer Celia Cruz's father. His name is Don Simon. So we basically, I gotta press this button here. So we basically named him after Celia Cruz's father. So and if you're interested in knowing the sounds that I've used as well, this is something that we can do on another video. But I'll be more than happy to just give you a quick view here of what I used. For the piano melody, I used Spitfire's original cinematic soft piano with some settings that you can do here, which is a topic for a different video. For my violin, it's from my VSL machine, but it's from East West violin solo, playing longs with vibrato. In my staccato one, it's also violin from East West, playing shorts, staccatos, piccatos. My violas, when I added that, it's basically from East West as well. It's more of violas, so there's more than one viola playing on this. And then my cello, the one and only Tina Gould. I use sustains to play more than one note, as I described in episode 2, part 1 of transitioning to film. And basically, there's different settings and minor things that you have to do to make your performance as good as possible. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, leave a comment below in this video, and I'll be more than happy to feature it in a different episode. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, as this is the first season of Let's Talk Ant, and I'm looking forward to expanding this music vlog to in different ways, bigger than before. All right, guys? Thank you for hanging with me here at the Writing Room Productions. Any questions, leave them below. And I look forward to seeing you at episode 5. For now, enjoy episode 4, part 2, transitioning to film music. Peace.